Hi guys, today I'm making Rajma. Rajma is basically red kidney beans with potato cooked with like the typical Indian base of like onions and stuff. So first we're gonna put our red kidney beans into the pressure cooker. Um, I use around usually less than this, but I wanted to make a lot this time. So I am using quite a bit. So we're just gonna wash that a few times and drain the water out, and then we're gonna boil it. So whenever we're boiling something like this, we add salt before we boil it. So I'm using around 1.5 spoons right now. And then you just pour in boiling hot water into the pressure cooker. Around halfway should do. I have a lot of red kidney beans, so you can see I put around half and a little more. And then just close the lid and we're gonna boil it. And after that, we're gonna get cooking. So when the pressure cooker first does that, you want to leave it on for 20 minutes. So the things we're using for this is 2 averagely big potatoes, 2 onions, and some chopped tomatoes. And those are garlic and ginger frozen cubes. I ran out of green chilies and I forgot to buy some, so there goes that idea. But I put a little bit more red chili powder to compensate for that. So we're chopping the onions first. You can just chop it big because we're gonna crush it all. So that's what I'm doing right now. And if you're using fresh garlic, you want to crush that with the onions. And if you're using fresh ginger, you crush that when we crush the tomato. So I put a little bit of water in the blender because it just helps crush the onion a little better. And I really like it a little properly blended. I don't want any big bits in there. So you just put it all in there and then just crush it and make sure it's all properly done. If you have to take the lid off and use a spoon, then go ahead. Just make sure there's no lumps. So once that's done, we're gonna peel our potatoes. For Rajma, I have used potato without peeling it before. So you can do that if you want to leave the peel on. However, I do recommend for Indian food, sometimes it's nice to have it without the peel. So you chop that or kind of bite-sized chunks. You don't want to do too small or too big, but it's all going to get boiled, so it doesn't matter if they're different sizes or whatnot. So yeah, so once you've done that, we'll move on to actually cooking it. So once you've prepared all your ingredients and the steam has come out of the pressure cooker, we're going to open it up. So the water has all evaporated, so you can add a bit more water into it. And I'm also going to add my potato in. So we're going to boil that on a kind of low heat while we cook the onions. So make sure you don't put too much water, because if it's a small pressure cooker like mine, the water, if you've overfilled it, it can just come out while it's boiling, and you don't want that. So while that's boiling on a low heat, we're gonna get cooking with the onions. So I put my onions in some vegetable oil and then added the cubes in, and now I'm just gonna cook that until it kind of goes like a greeny color. I don't know how best to explain it, but while I set that to cook, I'm just gonna blend my tomatoes. So if you used green chilies and fresh ginger, you want to blend that with this tomato at this stage. If not, you can just do the tomato itself, or you can even use fresh tomato. It tastes a lot better, but it's up to you. So once the tomato is done, we're just gonna cook the onions. So I've added more salt. I added around 1.5 teaspoons more. I think 2 teaspoons would have been better because I had to add more later. So now we just cook that, and once it's browning like this, we put our tomato in. So now the tomato is in. We are gonna cook that for around a minute, and then we're gonna add our haldi, so the turmeric. Once the turmeric is added, we're gonna cook it for a few minutes more. It's always important to cook it with the turmeric for a few extra minutes. So I'm using around 1.5 teaspoons, and then just sort of mix it all and cook it for a bit. So once that's beginning to stick like that, you can add your chili powder. So I'm using around 1 teaspoon altogether. I wanted to use more because I don't have any green chili in there, but I could have done with a lot more. But the chili powder is optional. So after that, we add the red kidney bean mixture into this mixture. And you want to mix it all together, make sure it's all together, blended, and then put it back into the pressure cooker. Once it's in there, we add our garam masala. So I've used around 2.5 teaspoons. And I'm also adding a little bit more water because it's too thick. But be careful you don't overfill it. So mix it all, and then we're going to put the lid on and cook it for when the whistle goes for 20 minutes. Now that 20 minutes has gone, or even longer because of the steam, you have to wait for it to come out. I've chopped some coriander and I'm just stirring this, and then I'm going to add my coriander to it, and then it's done. I would recommend at this stage you taste a little bit before you actually pour it into your dish. Just check the salt if you're happy with it. But yeah, so now it's done, and then I just take it out into a container, and that's it. So thank you for watching, if you made it this far, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will upload a new video every day. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the Rajmah, and let me know if you made it as well in the comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!